It's probably better that, I mean, you controlling the stream, of course, because I might be a little bit too fast for you guys. Some of these guys might be having epileptic fits with all the green boxes.
Yeah,
green boxes
that
I draw.
Those who don't know how the team
it.
usually works, I generally do the observing all the time.
Yeah.
And what we then do is that if there is a drop, what we'll do is we'll immediately snap to Apollo's camera. Apollo's job is to, as well as to analyze, is to keep a lookout for every drop and
Make
every
green
bit of
boxes
aggression.
everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much green boxes, things like that. We'll snap
it's like
to the
a
camera.
habit, but from playing, if you watch any pro player from behind them, they're always dragging boxes,
Yeah.
and it just kind of translates over into my personal observing, because usually nobody can see, but you've actually got my view behind you, so.
Yep. The hellspawn of the...
By the way, Twitch TV are awesome. Not only helping us set this up, they also have like a player's lounge where there's water, there's Coke. You haven't seen it yet. And there's like lounges, cushions, and everything. Really nice.
I should go see it. I actually have a pro player wristband.
You could go in as a pro player.
Damn right. There you go.
It's actually a pro player lounge, so
Sweet.
you go in, you say, get out the way. Get off that computer, nerd.
Yeah, I'm going to play some Silver League Zerg, damn it. Sounds good. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to bring you someone who is certainly not Silver League Zerg. He is Team AcerOsho. He is in the blue trunks, and he is playing Zerg to the south of this, the Terminus, versus his opponent, Evil Genius's Puma. Currently at one game in this best-of-3 series, he's playing Terran in the red trunks to the west.
The stand here actually looks more like a school. It's like I could have one of those big sticks, and I'm like, you, nerd, talk. Or you, shut up.
It's like, explain why exactly he's transitioning
I know,
into...
why is he doing this? I got to be careful, Shan, actually. That's quite dangerous to my voice.
Yeah, you want to watch out for that one.
I'm still sick, so... Actually, it's not hurting too much, but it's not very strong, so... And I have 3 more days, or 2 more days, including today. 3 more days, including today, so...
I think we get to chill out after this. This has been quite a busy tournament
Yeah.
month for us, honestly. We've been to 4 events, we've cast in 3, so that's pretty intense, but it's fun. That's the main thing. Now, we'll see what Osho decides to do here. He was able to apply some aggression and do some damage to Puma. I did like it. The problem is that Puma's control and his game sense at this point just seems extremely hard to deal with. He's attacking at the right time. He's actually being quite patient. He's not just being impetuous and charging in at the incorrect time. He knows what he's doing, and he's a very dangerous opponent.
And to be honest, this map pool overall for Zerg is fantastic. I would not be surprised if Zerg won this tournament simply because the map pool is so good for Zerg players. And you're actually seeing Zerg players win tournaments with rough map pools.
Yeah.
So this is very Zerg happily. They're all going to be so happy. And that may result in some excellent results from Zerg players. And again, as we're seeing here, Taldra Malta, even though it wasn't cross position, still pretty good for a Zerg player. And once again, Terminus, again, good for a Zerg player before Terran takes a 4th base. As soon as Terran stabilizes on a 4th base in the center of the map, it is so freaking difficult, TotalBiscuit, because they literally are a stone throw away. An SCV mining from the center can throw a mineral patch to the drone base. Literally could.
Yeah, hit a drone on the head.
It's
He
like
gets a bit of a concussion.
rival schools and armies right next door to each other. Just a stone throw or mineral throw across the fence. It's tough life, especially as a Zerg player.
Yeah, it's terrible, and I have to say that actually charging an SCV with assault on a drone is very, very difficult. The courts simply do not care. So that's something that you should consider if you are trying to do that on this map. And Puma will no doubt be trying to end this quite fast. He's going to go for a really early expand on 1 barracks, which is what we thought, well, not what we thought, of course, because we have God's eye view, but what Osho perhaps thought was coming the last time around with that hidden proxy barracks, which is non-existent this time around.
Yeah, this is really good from Puma. I mean, he's hidden the fact that he is expanding, though on this map, compared to the positions on not Shadow Temple, that's not even the map pool on Taldra Malta.
Yep.
It's a lot more likely that we're actually going to go ahead and see the expansion play rather than this. And we'll actually see 4 barracks come down. But look inside the base of Osho.
What do we see?
A Roach Warren going down. So we are going to see some high aggression. But it's not like an all-in per se. It's literally 7 Roach pressure.
Yeah.
Do as much damage as physically possible. Then fall back and drone up. Because he doesn't have speed for Zergling. So he's not going to be able to reinforce with like pure link.
I'm liking this simply because this expand was gasless and is very, very late on it. We're looking for it's kind of the more Marine King Prime of 4 barracks and maybe even adding more onto that, just building up a large count, and still no refinery. And of course, Roach, extremely good against unupgraded Marines if you've got enough of them.
Indeed, and Osho from Israel, actually team captain as well for Starcraft 2 team.
Yep.
So he's got a lot of experience, but does he have enough experience on the international level? Because that's something I feel, I mean, looking over his statistics, that's something he doesn't have. But coming up against a giant like Puma, this is going to be rough. And even though he's built so many roaches, and we do actually have how many come out? 5 come out. So 5 is a nice number. He could have built 6 if he had gas just a little bit more lined up. But overall, he's still going to have a really good time against these Marines. But I feel that the quantity of these Marines is just too much. There's too many.
Yeah, if he went in with a few more, then maybe. Admittedly, Submarine's going to get caught out of position potentially right here. Doesn't want to watch out for that. And let's see just how good this focus fire is and how good the micro of Osho is. He's going a little bit of a dance right here and trying to minimize the damage that's coming on. But as you said, there are a lot of Marines. There won't quite be enough to stop Osho, but the reinforcement should be able to drive him back.
Yeah, really nice Warcraft 3 micro there from Osho, former Warcraft 3 player. But at the same time, literally there's just too many Marines here for him to deal with. So, you know, if it was a regular 1 barracks or 2 barracks, then trying to get factory up and trying to get Hellions or whatever, that would have worked out really well.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, in this case scenario, it's Puma, man. He's got good micro, whatever you do as well. So he couldn't quite do anything there. And he's not that far ahead in terms of an economy, that is Osho. He's currently at 42 drones, but he doesn't have that sizable army. He's literally got nothing. So in that regard, he actually has to throw down double spine crawlers. And this map is the version with destructible debris, as we're seeing here on both third bases. And there is no access pathway to that third base. So once these rocks go down, it's going to be relatively easy to kind of fortify a third base. And that's probably what we're going to be seeing out from Puma here. As he's thrown down double tech labs onto his barracks. Surprisingly, he hasn't thrown a factory down, but he will be doing that very, very shortly. And the way that Puma likes to play, I wouldn't even be surprised if a third base came down, and there we are actually seeing it come down. But at the same time, a factory ready for starports for medivacs.
Yep, Sacrificial Overload going in right here. Thankfully, the Marines are... well, they're doing the thing they like to do the most, which is firing their guns wildly in the vague direction of something that doesn't look dangerous. So the destructible debris will be destroyed eventually. It's really interesting that this version does not have those back rocks, because it does allow, once that third is taken, it is really, really hard to get to. As in, that third becomes a drop magnet, or a nidus magnet, or something, because good luck ever running by the defensive line to get to it.
Yeah, especially in the later stages once you're in the center of the map. You know, Museless are very good on here because of that as well.
Of course.
We are actually seeing double evolution chambers go down now as well for Russia, so we'll want to work on that very, very shortly. He's going to go into heavy Ling, Baneling, probably want to throw down an infestation pit as the game drags on here. But right now, what he needs to do is expand to a 4th base. The thing is, he hasn't really got overlords in position to scout that 3rd base, so he doesn't know that the rocks are down. He doesn't know that a 3rd base is down rather than a push. And we are actually seeing a bit of both here, but this push isn't that strong because Stim is not done, Combat Shield is not done, so just morphing Banelings alone, especially if you fight on creep, Banelings are enough to actually fight against this army on creep. So the thing is, though, it's Puma, there's Marauders in here, this kid's going to be able to target fire Banelings like I can target fire darts onto a dartboard.
Apparently you are extremely good at darts. That's something new that I was not aware of. I'm going to have to see proof of that. Do they have darts in Sweden, or do they just throw axes at people?
Axes.
Axes,
it's
sounds
like a chopping board and axes instead of darts.
True Viking pub game style.
And very nice wall off there from Puma as well. Prevents the run around. But at the same time, basically Puma has to wait for Stim, which is another 30 seconds away. So it actually buys Osho the time for Banelings, for Lings. So Puma needs to be very, very careful with his control here. And if he gets surrounded or flanked, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And we are going to see all the army actually come back from Osho to deal with this.
Yep, and Puma, I believe, did spot the glowing green orb of the wonderful welcome Banelings right there. And he decides, hey, no, I'm just going to leave now. That sounds like a great idea. There are quite a few Banelings there. The bust could happen, actually, here. And I think that's exactly what's going to be happening. Going to go straight through that bunker, crashing through that. Supply depots are pretty bad against Banelings, not the optimal counter. Marauders trying to target fire them down. Osho's just able to get away from that Marauder right there. That entire mineral line goes up in flames.
And it looks like he's going to be able to clean this up, though. There's no Banelings. And I'm sorry for people in the crowd. I keep forgetting that I'm actually observing. I'm like looking in the corner of his map as a fight's going on. I got to keep in touch with that. But at the same time, I wonder if Osho even knows. He still doesn't even know about this 3rd base. He can kind of guess, simply because the kind of army size isn't that big. So he's got to be a little bit careful about that. Needs to think about a 4th base. We're actually seeing a Spire go down, surprisingly. And that's a questionable decision, simply because we're seeing a very... no tank army. We've seen a very bio army here.
Yeah, it's very marine heavy as well.
Are going to be pretty bad against this. The upgrades are flowing. We have a 2nd engineering bay on the way here for Puma. So realistically, I don't think these Mules are going to be able to do that much here. And I would have much preferred to see Infestor tech, because Infestors would be a lot better against this. But we do have to see a 4th base coming from Osho. He needs a 4th base. there's no way he can combat this 3-base Terran as 3-base on his own. He doesn't even have the gas on his own 3rd base right now. So he's fallen a little bit behind in the economy in that sense of the word. And looking around, things are getting a little bit out of control for Puma. The barracks are aplenty as medevacs on the way. 2-1 upgrades are about to start very, very shortly as well. And we even have siege tanks in the making.
Yeah, I was just saying absolutely not to that drop tech. I like the decision to move out these 2 overlords right there, but he has not confirmed the presence of the 3rd base yet, which he really should do. Just dip in there when he gets the chance in order to make that happen. And Osho will continue to deny these drops as much as possible. The risk is, of course, that when Osho does decide to push, Puma will just go right in with the drops and start to do some major damage. Spore Crawler's coming down to try and prevent that. Spine Crawler at the back as well. So we'll see how that one goes for him. Puma now going to push forward and will probably try and do a 2-pronged attack, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really powerful because right now Osho's in the middle of teching. He's about to go Meals. This drop on the back of the base is going to do so much damage. How many of you guys are going to get out? Everything is going to get out. And,
very nice.
This is so bad for Osho. And like he said, it's so hard to come back to the main base. But, whoa, actually,
Oh, nicely done there. Very well done by... He did invest a lot of gas to do that, but the thing is the damage of the drop wasn't actually that bad as a direct result.
He doesn't have any banelings now, so this push in the center is going to be able to clean up a lot. He doesn't want to walk into this narrow choke point because he can get surrounded and stuck there very, very easily. So he's actually just going to back off. But the biggest problem is these mules are about to come in, and this turret finishes just in the nick of time on the 3rd base, but at the same time, there's still many, many holes available for these mules to go in and harass.
Yeah, it's a kind of a good job, I suppose, for Puma that there aren't an awful lot of mules available. He is able to stop the mining entirely on that 3rd base, which is in itself a little bit of a victory right there, and forces stim from those Marines too. A big push coming down the center, and this is the problem. He's not been able to stop that push with the mutilist harassment, and he's going to have to rely there on Link Baneling.
Banelings, that's it. Very easily targeted down, losing 2 already. Spread is magnificent. And to be honest, I'm having a hard time seeing how Osho can break this push. Just doesn't have enough gas in Bailings because he's thrown it all into Mutalisks.
Yeah, exactly. And the Mutants really haven't done a huge amount to stop the push. And that's really, at this stage of the game, what he has to be working on. Try and force the Terran to stay in their base. Try and force him to dedicate resources to defending against that. And those 3 Bennings just thrown away there. Oh, tanks coming in to lock down the contain here. And that's going to be difficult. And he's going to try and charge in there before the tanks get deployed. One goes up and one is immediately destroyed. Bennings continue to charge down the center. Are they able to do the damage? No, they're not. Puma continues to reinforce and streaming in there from the top. And this could be the end of the game right now for Osho.
Yeah, this definitely is. He can't deal with the Marines, medevacs. There's no Bailings. You need Bailings against this. So unfortunately, he's going to go ahead and drop this game. GG from Osho. But a 185 supply so fast that literally 60 minutes in the game, dealing with those roaches as well early on, dealing with that Bailing bust, and he's still able to skyrocket so high.
Puma cares not, as far as I'm concerned.
Puma is good at this game, by the way, guys, if you didn't know.
If you hadn't already realized, yes. Yeah. If you had not already realized. And you should have realized, as far as I'm concerned.
And what is that? A Sapphire contest, I hear?
Yes, there may be a contest from our sponsor, Sapphire, in this particular tournament. Indeed. So.
And this is...
they're stealing this from my tournament.
Oh, no, are they?
Yeah. I said, take a photo of where or with whom you're watching Dreamhack Winter and the live stream and win one of 3 graphics cards with different Sapphire technologies. We're talking about the HD 6970 2 gig. That's the beastie one. And then you've got the 6870, which is also really good, 1 gig memory on that one as well. That's the Flex version, and the 6671 gig Ultimate. That is, in fact, that we actually ran that contest on Shoutcraft Invitational 3. I think it's pretty cool to watch where people are getting their... Yeah. We won't even say their barcraft on. We're going to talk about their couchcraft. That's exactly what's going on there for them.
That's good. That's good stuff.
Yep, and you have to head on over to Facebook in order to make that happen. Facebook.com/Sapphire Technology. And post it. Post it, post it, post it. And if you happen to be at this event, the Sapphire AMD booth is there as well. And you can actually get a chance to win a one-of-a-kind Battlefield 3 gaming system with Sapphire technology in it as well. I used to run Sapphire cards back in the day.
Back in the day.
Very nice cards. Yep, my preferred brand as it happens. And no, I'm not just selling out to those guys. They're really nice.
It's good.
Honest, I'm not selling out.
It's good. And
it's just like a Sapphire logo just appears in the background, like I'm wearing a Sapphire hat, wearing a Sapphire cape, things like that. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, head on over. Sapphire Technology. It's facebook.com/Sapphire Technology. Post the picture. I just want you to post pictures of you watching this because it's cool, you know?
It is pretty cool indeed. It's quite cool to see the different people, how they watch it, where they're watching it.
Yep.
It's good. So just looking over the groups now, we finished for the first kind of session of today, even though we kind of started very late, so it's a very short session. Looking over the groups, it looks like Select and Thorzane still going on, but Select and Thorzane both advanced through. First and second still not determined yet, but we can see Abver and Kairu unfortunately do go down, and they're out of the tournament now. Puma and Night End also advance, simply just beating everybody else, and Puma going for his first, Night End is second there. And it looks like Mana's going to advance as first. Another great player ready for this tournament.
So good, yeah.
Mana, despite all his fantastic results, is in school still.
Yeah,
he's able to multitask. He's not pro. He's in school, and he still does so well. So that's incredible. And when he finishes high school, this is last year in high school, it's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. He's known at the moment as the Silver Protoss because he keeps taking second place in every tournament. And that's still really good. Right? He's taking second place in those kind of fields. ESWC, of course, would be one of the most recent examples. He's always taking second place. One of these days he will have this breakthrough moment. Even, of course, the finals that you cast at Dreamhack Winter 2010, of course. That was him versus Nama, and he was so close to taking the win on that one as well.
And we actually have Goody out of the tournament as well,
really?
Unfortunately. Yeah, didn't quite live off his Battle in Berlin success, but never mind for that. Mana's through. It looks like it's going to be between O'Reilly and possibly Runa to see who goes through a second.
O'Reilly's good.
Down in Group D, White Raw 2-0 beats Cloud 2-0. It's a very surprising result there because Cloud is very much so on form right now.
Yeah, he is.
I didn't actually know. I thought this kid was just angry at StarCraft 2 and just didn't play. He actually broke his hand.
Oh, there you go.
He's still angry at the game because he actually broke his hand because he was angry at the game. But he's now recovered and been practicing very hard.
Yeah, he went for a +2 timing attack against his wall, and unfortunately it was repulsed.
Yeah, it was. So White Raw's through as possibly first place here by the looks of it, depending on the other results. And between Cloud and Vipro, surprisingly, Phoenix, the Korean living in Germany, is out so early on, going 0-2 in his groups. And then obviously the rest of the groups is on Team Liquid. Go to the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
You can grab
they always keep it updated over there.
The results and obviously the next coming up games, because we've got an hour break to go get some food, rest the voice. And we're coming back with Team Dignitas Killer. I mean the Killer, but not Killer. The Team Dignitas Team Kill.
Yes.
The Team Kill between Bishu and Sho.
Which will be unfortunate.
It is. That can really go either way, and that's going to be our next game. And then after that, we're going into Stefano versus Bisu, a great game.
That's going to be brilliant. That's a
rematch from IPL 4 last weekend.
That was so
then
good.
Going into Hey Pro, fantastic result in Providence. I don't know how that happened, but he did so well. And,
he's so good right now.
And against Nama, that is. And then I'm really looking forward to Phoenix. I am Phoenix, living in Korea in the Pro House.
I haven't seen him in ages. That's going to be great.
And that's us. So we're going to go take a little bit of a break, a 1 hour break, exactly from now, 1 hour, and then we'll return, getting some food in our bellies.
Yep. Well, we're not just being lazy. All the players are taking a break. So unless you want to see 2v2s, no, you don't get to see 2v2s, then we will be back in about an hour's time with yet more StarCraft action here on Stream 3 of Dreamhack 2011.